may not extend at all to this area, but you certainly want to make sure that you're on, your poles. I've seen the foundations for monopoles. They're significant load, and you just need to be sure that you're comfortable with that. I don't know what geotechnical work you've done. I would be recommending for something to be done unless you have some information. And we gave you a number of other comments, and I won't go through those right now. But I think the threshold issue is one of the location, obviously. And it just seems to me that maybe it's up to you, but how you ever want to direct them to what your liaison would be to the board on that this meeting.
I'd like to make, a motion that Mr. Comey be a liaison.
Well, Mr. Comey definitely has to be there.
He doesn't have to be there.
If
And then
you,
he too, but definitely up to the after town, he's most hours.
yeah, Mr. Comey and Neil, and to tell you the truth, when you get the date, if you call, if I can clear it out, like it.
And also how he's the telecommunications committee, right? I don't even know if that's still going. Oh, okay.
That was just a drinking club. I'm really sure you want to get those guys back in.
I would suggest that we at least have an additional person, either Neil, which is fine, or a board member, including as well as myself. I want to make sure that we interpret it correctly and get the right people representing the board and the community, not only technically, but from the procedures standpoint. So I think that's important here. Yes, we can address the technical, and you have not heard the applicant say they have an interference issue, because they don't. They'll say they don't, okay? It's the county, and that's why we need to address that issue with the county.
It goes without saying we like to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Ralph gave you a list of people to contact. Can you also contact Audubon and see what kind of mitigation and their concerns as well?
Yeah. No, but I'll write down my email. I'll give you my phone number. Yep.
And come back to us with it, whatever, if you're still moving
Mr. Church, the
forward.
county executive, and the Audubon.
Yes. Please.
And address the county's comments, address the engineer's comments. Were there any planning comments?
Well, my only comment would be that
my only comment would be that we should put the hearing off, hold it open until next month, about 4 weeks from now, to give everybody the time to coordinate another more co-locations on a single tower. The board itself has their own opinion and make up their own opinions as what is aesthetically pleasing. I think more stuff on that hill. I think it was bad enough when the blue tower went up, and now the other towers were just making it worse and worse. I don't know that it's better to have everything up on that hill. It certainly is a mess now. And
they're putting all the prisoners up there, so the tower shouldn't have...
Make it worse? Well, I don't know. The only concern I have about this tower, which I didn't mention in my report, was the fact that the likelihood is that even though at 80 feet, I don't think it's a real visual problem, and with a few more trees, I don't think it'll be seen, is the fact that there are going to be future probable co-locations that will go higher. So that if we put it up there, we're only opening this up to elevating the tree. And once one of those trees goes higher and goes well beyond the tree line that's there, then it becomes very visible, just like I think we're all pointing out the one on the Garden State Parkway down around exit 117, which everybody laughs at as they drive past it, because obviously it's not a stealth tree, it's just a cell tower.
I just want to remind everybody, I'm sure it goes without saying, but it couldn't hurt, if a co-locator did come in and either go lower or for some reason ask higher, they would have to come to this board and they would have to get the appropriate approval. This would not be an automatic thing, this is not opening the door to floodgates. issue. The county, the town's code still adheres.
Okay. All right, we good? One last comment. Who's gonna get the meeting together with the county?
All to do is push send.
There you go. Neil's gonna
Thank you.
start,
That's all I
okay?
wanted
You guys
to-
all coordinate through Neil, all right?
I just have one simple question.
Okay?
You're saying this is under the DEC, right?
No,
Because I always thought the Corps of Engineers governed that swamp down there.
neither one. Corps of Engineers won't be involved either. This is the Telecommunications Act, so it's not the DEC and it's not the Corps of
And
Engineers.
the Corps of Engineers has nothing to say about it when you go to a wetland
They're
area?
not going into the wetlands, that's what I said. They don't go into the wetlands, so, no, they're not. Okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you all for your time as well.
The applicant came back in and was requesting a relocation of three drivers, two drivers, anyhow, they wanted to take two drivers, not three drivers, two of them out the houses, and then they wanted to change the rest, meaning, we talked about them, allowing one driveway out the houses, and then realigning the two other drivers going back. You already gave your approval for the one house to be turned. That's not a discussion. I know. Do not talk about it. Keep a hold of it.
I just want to thank you before we get into
Sure, Mr. Feeney?
Yes.
He wants to say something to you.
My understanding is that you gave some property at your own expense and work to school, the one school house.
Oh, the Daughters of the American Revolution, yes.
And I just want to say thank you. That
Oh,
was really
well.
generous of you, and it's very nice of you to do something like
Well,
that.
thank you for recognizing it. Thank you.
Okay.
What is tough? No, your dad was tough.
Well, that's over with.
Actually, ditto with Nielsen. We were here to, if you recall, the original application, lots 5, 6, and 7 were a combined driveway. That was back in the day when the town thought combined driveways were a good idea. In the new code revisions, that idea was taken out of the code. Lot number 7 is already been constructed and sold, and what they'd like to do is have lot number 6 come out on Houston Road and lot number 5 still come out of Gabriella Terrace. So that was sort of the compromise that actually I think Rennie sort of suggested last meeting, and that's what we proposed now.
Okay. Engineer?
We did not write a new memo on this. We wrote one last time, and I think the issues were clarified last time. This reflects basically what you had asked for, I think. The issue of that lot line change is shown here so that everybody has their driveway on their own property. I think last time there was a little confusion about lot 5 and lot 7. There was a question about trying to merge them at the entrance, and there's really no space to do that. They just shown those two driveways going out. So you have two parallel driveways entering onto that road. I think the only remaining issue is lot 6, and it has now shown, that's the one that has the driveway going out on Houston Road. We took a look, that's probably the best location in terms of site distance in that location. We received a report from the police chief, talked about the number of violations in there, and that people, as you suspected, you live here, you know, people move pretty quickly along that, they have a number of violations. That doesn't really go into the 85th percentile, it just simply indicates that you have some people that move along at a higher rate of speed. Nevertheless, the site distances over there are listed as 520 and 530. As a kind of rule of thumb, when you get around those rates of speed, stopping distance is about 10 miles per hour or 10 feet for every 10 miles per hour. So those are in the 50 mile an hour range, suitable, okay, for stopping distances. So that's what you have. There is some limited clearing that will be required, and they've shown some of that along that road there. And you need that clearing if you're going to be able to see up and down, and you can get your nose of the car out in that area. And now you have a plan in front of you, and I don't know if there's anything else. What's the same questions?
I just have one question. Actually, on lot 7. Do we have a requirement as far as setbacks in the driveway of the property? Like a right on top of it?
Should be 10 feet.
10 feet from the side of the lot.
Because it looks like we have to turn the portion of the driveway. Is that correct? Because it looks like we have to turn the driveway 10 feet. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because it looks like we have to turn the portion of the driveway 10 feet. Is that correct? extends right to the new lot line.
Or would that be out the right of way?
I don't know why they need that turning.
Yeah, I don't know why, I think that was a start to go into lot number 6.